Today we are going to talk about the mass communication. We'll show you the general overview of this topic. For your information, the mass communication can be defined as the process of producing, sending, receiving and analyzing message through verbal and written media to broad audience. It's an expressive field which not only considered as the how and why the message created. However, with the advanced outlets like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, these definitions do not account for the increased opportunities. Individuals now here to send message to large audience through mediated channels.
I'm Nur Adani binti Rosdi, matrix number 261862. Overview or background of mass communication. According to Muhammad Baharuddin Osman and Muhammad Khairi Ahmad, the background of mass communication is divided into two parts, which are pre-media and electronic media. Pre-media began to emerge when the Chinese press was able to produce paper and ink around 105 AD and flourished when block printing was designed on the Asian continent around 450 AD. Then, for electronic media, began when the first signal connecting the cities of Paris and Lille was created in 1794. In 1837, the first electrical telegraph was invented in England, and a year later, in 1838, Summer Morse brought it to the United States. West radio existed when Maxwell publishing the theory of radio wave in 1873. In 1874, selenium Moses were designed to transmit image. In Malaysia, mass publishing began with the publication of Prince of Wales in 1885, followed by the Penang Register, Penang Gazette and Straits Chronicles. After that, the early history of radio and television in Malaysia was started in 1921 when an electrical engineer from Johor government, A.L. Bush, led the first radio set to Malaya, which is the Johor Wireless Society in 1923. Further, it began to grow rapidly during the emergency period from 1948 to 1960 when Radio and Television Malaysia (RTM) launched the broadcasting of its Development and Agriculture Division.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi to Madam Sharina. I want to continue with my part, which is explanation on the scope of the specific field of mass communication. First of all, as we know, nowadays mass communication is very important in our life as we are on the digital age. Mass communication plays a very important role in the current stream of modernization, in line with the government's aspiration to bring Malaysia toward the industrial revolution 4.0, where most sectors will fully utilize technology. Mass communication have scope quite wide. Business are among of specific field of mass communication. Whoever are doing business will use mass communication to interact with their customers with using medium of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and so on. Next, I will continue with the importance of mass communication in communication studies. Mass communication is very important because it is very fast medium for sending or receiving message or news. As a university student, which is younger generation, plays more important in know about the current issues or knowledge in the country, which is younger generation is a pillar that will move the country forward and develop. In addition, mass communication Student or younger generation will able to communicate quickly and easily, whether spreading a message or solving problem using only fingerprint technology. That's all from me.
So we move on to the next topic, which is roles and function of the mass communication. For your information, one of the main characteristics of the mass media is its capacity to transcend the physical limitations of the face-to-face media. So, the second characteristic or the second roles of the mass communication is in relation to other forms of communication, which is it is lack of sensory richness. The roles of mass communication is less interactivity and get frequent feedback than others. For the function of mass communication is typically serve the function of information, instructive, interpretation, bonding, and diversion functions. For the information function, need knowledge or information to satisfy curiosity, to reduce confusion, and to understand better how we fit into the universe. And for the interpretation function, media organization review communication more or less clearly and in terms of ethics. Next, instructive function. Some media outlets exist to cultivate the knowledge by teaching instead of just relaying the message. For the bonding part, news organization able to put people back together, and this serve the roles of bonding. Last but not least, for the diversion function, we are both using the media to escape from our everyday life or our daily life, or to distract us for a moment from our upcoming test and help us relax.
Now I will present about the positive contribution of mass communication to the development of Malaysia. About the positive contribution of mass communication to the development of Malaysia. According to the roles and function of mass communication, they are also have positive contribution to the development of Malaysia. For the first one is to provide pleasure and entertainment. Mass communication are very important to everything, and also to make sure are being connection to everybody, and at the same time people can know about the current situation around them through the television, radio and each. The mass media are wonderful pleasure and amusement. For example, radio and television various program about the entertainment and amusement of mass people, and at the same time other people on the country can know about the entertainment and give help to development of Malaysia. The second one is to establish social contact and linkage. Mass communication tries to establish and maintain social contact and linkage among various races, tribes and communities. Being in good relationship to various races and ethnics are highly encouraged to every people in this country to make sure our country are always in a good harmony and peace without any racial strife. People has to play an important role to make sure our country in a good situation and help to the development of Malaysia. The third one is to help other people gain more knowledge. Through mass communication, people get to know about anything happen, whether in or outside the country. So we have to alert about the current situation around us. For example, to the business person, latest information about the business is a best. Latest information planning is the best way to end developing the strategy for their company, and at the same time they can achieve their goals of the company. Mass communication also help community to expose the their new thought and open their mind to get more knowledge and at the same time get more experience through the information they get. People like this will be able to help a process of country development quickly. That's
So hi everyone, my name is Nur Amalia Adlina binti Hazimin, matric number 264945. Following the presentation, next I will explain about the negative impact of mass communication. First and foremost, mass communication can lead to a damage in mental and physical health. This is because people nowadays tend to use digital media or broadcast media compared to printed media. For example, they tend to use phone and television more than newspaper or magazine. It is no doubt that this media is very accessible and absorbing. However, there are effects if using them in a long time that may occur either physically or mentally. Physically, this media might lead to poor body posture, neck strain, hearing loss, and cause of vision problem. As for mentally, the usage of digital media are likely to lead to stress, anxiety, and also depression. Secondly, mass communication can lead to problem in moral collapse. Most entertainment media serve obscene and extreme part, including street racing, gangsterism, and bullyism. This can lead to moral collapse, especially among youngsters. This is because youngsters are usually more exposed with this content in their daily life, and at this age rate, they have high curiosity to try everything that they see. So by watching inappropriate scene in film or movies, it is not impossible if they do it in their real life. Lastly, mass communication make people less sociable in real life. Mass communication are related to mediated communication, where messages are sent through medium rather than having face-to-face communication. As people are not having the face-to-face interaction, they miss the opportunity to meet new people, and this causes them to become less sociable in their real life.
Conclusion. On the whole, we can conclude that mass communication has become an essential and important part of society, nation, and the world at large. As students, consumers, and practitioners of communication, we must realize that the norms and values of the community that lead it are Western society. The publication and broadcast of programs that conflict with the value and culture of the community we support should have its limit. Our task is to plan, manage, and deal with the follow of the current wisely, so that the change that have been made will have a positive impact on the development of the planned country.